Hey everybody and welcome to Duel Links Entertainment. I'm Celebrity Circus. Today I got a great video for you. I got Rye, Mythyard, and Kamel sitting around talking about the 26 main box coming up for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. It's called Judgment Force. These guys are going to go through the whole thing card by card. They're going to tell you what's good. They're going to tell you what's not. They're going to tell you what's worth investing in, what you need to pass on. It's a great video. I hope you like it. And if you do, check us out on Twitch. Check us out on Twitter. There's links for those down below. And if you like what you see, make sure to subscribe here on YouTube. Check out the video. I hope you like it.
All right, everyone, welcome to our Duel Links Judgment Force box review. This is our first attempt at doing a kind of loose-based review. We have myself, Mythyard, and Kamel all here, and don't do that. I'm reading the chat. That's why I laughed. Someone said YouTube. We are not doing the YouTube. No. Mythyard says he's played a little bit of the box on Dueling Book. I've done my own personal review on my channel last night, so I have a good first impression of the box, and I've been kind of looking at combos and what they kind of do. I wanted to take a moment to kind of go over each individual archetype because it seems like there's no real staples in this box, which is very interesting. Usually they like to release boxes with huge staples in them, but I kind of want to take one archetype at a time, kind of go through the box and just see what everyone's kind of impression of it. Actually, that's a good first kind of opening point. What is your initial impression of this box? Is it an amazing box? I was reading through this box and I was like, this is the next meta of Duel Links, right? Like, there's going to be multiple decks coming out of this box. There's things that people aren't even thinking about right now. They're going to hit the tier list, going to hit the rogue tier list. What do you guys? Initial impressions. First time seeing it.
Go ahead, Mythyard.
Okay, so initial expressions, to be honest, was a lot better than after I tested.
Which one?
Like, initial impressions from this box were a lot higher, like a lot before I tested.
Really?
So yeah, and
Okay.
I can explain a lot of things. Yeah, this box is good, but I don't think it will actually lead to like maybe even 2 tier decks.
There you go.
I think just one, and maybe 2. Maybe.
Okay.
We don't.
Mel, first impressions. He's eating. I think he's still eating.
No.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
I want to say that a lot of the decks in this box can take the place of the decks that we see are getting hit with the tier list. Most of them are, but I don't know. I'd have to test, like Mythyard said, but I have high hopes for the box. My initial impression is very high.
Okay. Well, then let's start off with the mascot, dude. Blue Eyes. Mythyard, what do you think about Blue Eyes?
Best deck of the box, 100%.
Of course, dude. The Synchro monster. We can pull him up. It's a 9-star Synchro. 9-star Synchros are super easy to do with Blue Eyes deck specifically.
You can only make it in Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you think that it is the best deck of the box, Mythyard, and I want to know, why do you think this contributes to Blue Eyes being the best deck of the box?
Yeah, I think Blue Eyes indeed is the best deck of the box because, let's be real, Blue Eyes was already good, but you got power creeped, and now you get cards that it does fix consistency, it does fix power, it does fix mistiming, yes, it even does that, and it does fix protection, it does fix plays. Like, this support of Blue Eyes is an example of a really good support to upgrade a deck that was meta like a year ago to a meta status now.
We were talking about the before you got on, how Blue Eyes is going to be able to deal with graveyard-based effects like better than every other deck now because Seal Tomb's essentially being gone. I think that's really cool when it comes to Blue Eyes. I think it's super cool that a lot of the older deck cards that we already own, so people who, for example, invested into Dark Lords already have a bunch of Blue Eyes support from that box. So if you feel like you wasted your money getting Dark Lords that got, annihilated in the list, I wouldn't be too worried about that. Like, yeah, your banishment cards are gone, but your other cards, the ones that actually got hit, you have Blue Eyes.
You have three. You got 3 stone, and all you need are the Silver's Cry and or Mausoleums if those end up being core cards of the deck.
And also you need Spirit, which is structure deck card.
There you go.
This is true.
Yeah.
So to beat up Blue Eyes, you need 1 box, 2 box. Also, you need probably cards of consonance, but we will talk about that. So you need 3 main boxes, 1 structure deck, and 1 mini box.
So best cards for Blue Eyes besides the Synchro. What else is really good for Blue Eyes?
Sage.
Well, I still think we should
and
read the
Maiden.
cards. So how about we read Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon?
Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. That's a Synchro.
Yes.
Let's not read it. Let's just go over what it does. Basically,
Okay,
what
so-
it. Yeah, go ahead. You
Alright.
take it. With your
It
D6.
stops Ritual Beast from diffusing. First effect. It's only useful with that. You cannot stop. Even Navigation doesn't summon 2 monsters at the same time because Floodgates interaction. That's how it works. You floodgate the last monster to summon. So that means that you summon Dark Magician first, and then he summoned monster from his deck. So first effect only works against Ritual Beast. But Ritual Beast are dead with the ban list anyway, so who cares? The Graveyard effect is really good because, for example, Shiranu Spectral Sword says you can only use this effect once per turn. So even if you use that effect and it's negated, you cannot activate it anymore this turn. It's also great against Navigation. It's sometimes, I don't know, if they want to negate your possible Silver's Cry or Mausoleum. It's great against Rod, getting back to the hand. It's great against Evocation. Evocation won't be able to shuffle back. But the thing is, meta gonna be a bit changed, so you can tell whether or not the decks that I just named are gonna be good. It works against Navigation in the graveyard, so it doesn't work against Navigation on the field. Also, Blue Eye Spirit Dragon works against Cristrons really good. A lot of Cristrons
Right,
effects
yeah.
have in the graveyard.
All of the banishing effects of Cristrons from the grave, or their effects to summon themselves from the grave, like Sulfenir, the core cards of Cristrons, need to activate from the grave. Blue Eyes negates them.
If
Yeah.
if that isn't enough, dude, you also get the second bouncing effect, which is pretty nutty.
Yeah, a second effect, like if it wasn't during either player's turn, this effect is garbage. But because of it's during either player's turn, this is what is the real shit of this effect. Like even if it doesn't have the graveyard effect negation, like this last effect would be what it still gonna be good.
Yeah,
So
this
you can-
effect is nuts.
Because it's way too generic. You can summon any light dragon type synchro monster by
Yeah.
tributing this card
You can
during either player's turn.
Spark
even if it's not
Dragon,
wild-
Azure Eyes. You can actually even do the new one that's coming out, Michael, the Arch
Michael,
Slice
yeah.
one.
Michael gonna be staple in Blue Eyes, I can say.
Yeah.
Michael, like when the best Lightsworn card is placed in Blue Eyes, you know that no reason to play Lightsworn, right?
Just play it in there, dude. Easy.
Yeah. So Lightsworn is a very good card. We're gonna review it in Lightsworn, but it can be used in Blue Eyes. So Sage fix your consistency issues. When this card is normal summon, you can add a level 1 light tuner monster. It can search. It's not just good in the Blue Eyes deck. It's also good in a Buster Blader deck. It can search Buster well.
Get that out of here, dude. No, we don't want to play Buster Blader. We want to play Blue Eyes.
If you expect Blue Eyes tier 1, you're gonna expect the Buster Blader return.
I think Buster Blader will come back as a good counter, but I do think Buster Blader is still going to suffer, especially against Dark Magician. So I don't think it'll be tier 1. I think it's going to be more a situation where right now how Cyber Dragon does very, very well into Dark Magician, right? So you'll just have Buster Blade doing very, very well into Blue Eyes, assuming Blue Eyes ends up tier 1, which I wholeheartedly think it'll be tier 1. Like, it's just, the deck's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it will be at least for tier 1, for at least for 1 week, because all of the decks from the new box going to be high potential, and they're not going to put anything at tier 1 or tier 2 yet.
Yeah, sure.
Just because of that, since Dark Magician is the only deck that was not hit besides Cristrons.
Yeah.
That just sounds not right. Yeah. So, you can use Sage with Buster Bladers. Level 1 Light Tuner. It's like Sage is very generic. The first effect, at least. Second effect is Blue Eyes support. Second effect is like Mask Change for Blue Eyes. You just send a Sage, target an effect monster, special summon Blue Eyes monster. You can even special summon Spirit. You can special summon Solid. You can special summon the regular Blue Eyes. So there are ways. This card fixes boss consistency. It can search. It cannot search only itself, basically, and it search the summoning Blue Eyes from the deck.
We also get Maiden with Eyes of
And
Blue,
Maiden is
which
the
is
card to combo with Sage.
yeah. So you know that one, you can basically negate someone's attack, negate someone's targeting effect, and you bring out a Blue Eyes from it.
Not just Maiden is a really good turn 1 play now that Blue Eyes never had.
Pretty much. So you can realistically, and people are even going back into older boxes with things like Mausoleum, things of Card of Consonance, all these cards. It is very, very likely that we will be seeing a lot of turn 1 synchros out of Blue Eyes. Essentially, Blue Eyes is just going to become a giant synchro deck. And
yeah, because Maiden Pass is not even it is when your opponent that plays Blue Eyes cannot go for turn 1 synchro. But Maiden Pass is not a brick. It's a good play.
yeah,
Yeah, it really gives you the time you need to get to your other Blue Eyes combo pieces if you don't already have the synchro play.
any other Blue Eyes specific cards or cards that will help Blue Eyes that came out in this box?
In this box, yes, there are. So we covered Sage, right?
That'll actually be meta though, not like the normal.
Sage
Yeah.
summons Alternative Dragon. No,
Oh no, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, we just Sage.
what was the other? I could have sworn there was another one, right? Yeah,
there is another
Master
one.
with Eyes of Blue.
Master with Eyes of Blue. That's true.
Is it normal?
Is that going to see play though?
Did you test them? Well, I just want to know.
Master is garbage, but
Yeah,
we can talk about it.
No, we don't. We're looking for the meta. We're looking for the meta.
Okay, we're looking for the meta. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can skip Kaiser Voice Raider, right? If you're looking for the meta.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about all the archetypes and if they will become meta. But obviously the cards that are like normals that are just filling space, we don't have to spend time with that.
All right.
Yeah.
Extra deck seems tight though. I don't know, man. I think like your extra deck space is going to be Azura is going to be the new synchro. It's going to be Michael. You're probably still going to play something like Vermilion Mech.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty evenly divided up. You're going to want 2 Spirit Dragon, an Azure, a target for Spirit Dragon, a Michael, a target, a Vermilion just for your generic level 9 pop 1.
Yeah, like you won't be seeing the same Blue Eyes before. It won't be like the Snipe Hunter and the Dawn
Snipe Hunter is out.
It won't be that kind of Blue Eyes anymore. You're gonna see a heavy synchro. Yeah, you're gonna see a really heavy synchro based deck that'll be very, very much so disrupting your opponent on their turn, disrupting their graveyard, disrupting, if they try to go for destruction on your turn, you go into Azure Eyes, stop the destruction. You're going to be doing those kinds of plays. You're not going to be going, you're not setting stone passing anymore. That's not really a play that they're going to be doing.
First, top tier tip about Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Do not chain it to Desperado effect. Azure Eyes activates and summon. It doesn't just summon and says you cannot destroy it. So if you chain it to Desperado's effect, Desperado gonna still destroy the monsters you summoned.
Yeah, then of course getting Spark Dragon, that's pretty ridiculous. You can just save any card you want.
Yeah, the cards you are getting with the line is Azure Eyes, Michael, Spark Dragon, and that's it. Like, you don't need more. You're gonna play probably 2 Azure, 2 Spirit, 1 Michael, and 1 Spark Dragon. That's it. You don't need more.
So, I mean, we're all in agreement. Blue Eyes is going to be the best deck out of this box. That's what you're going to go for. You're probably going to go for Triple Sage, Triple Maiden. Do you want a Triple Maiden?
Triple Maiden. Triple Sage, Triple Maiden,
yeah.
2 Blue Eyes Spirit.
2 Blue Eyes Spirit? You think so? Instead of 1? I guess because he does have that float effect, right?
Yeah, he can float into Azure, but he can float into more too.
Right. True. Okay.
So, like, you can float into Michael and add some problematic cards that cannot be destroyed, maybe Saga.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That could be interesting.
So, for your box, for your cards you want to get for Blue Eyes, you are already looking at 5 URs, 3 SRs. All right, so...
All right, Lightsworn.
Well, it was same as Dark Magician, so...
Next kind of hyped deck coming out of the box is Lightsworn. Obviously getting something like Judgment Dragon, assuming it doesn't get floodgated or disrupted, is going to be huge. Its cost isn't even that crazy, only getting the 4 Lightsworn in your graveyard. And then on top of that, getting cards like Charge of the Light Brigade, send the top 3 cards from your deck to the graveyard, add 1 level 4 lower Lightsworn monster from your deck to your hand. there's no restriction on that. You know, if you draw 3 of these, you're playing 3 of these. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So thoughts on Lightsworn, maybe, or let's hear a little bit from Camille. What do you think about Lightsworn?
I think Lightsworn are looking to be, if not the stronger of the two decks between it and Blue Eyes. That's what I didn't know when I was rating my deck. When I was rating the box, whether Lightsworn or Blue Eyes would be the better deck, but I do think now that Blue Eyes will be the better deck. But Judgment Dragon is a huge card for Lightsworns to get. It has an explosive effect. I think it will contribute greatly to the deck strength, but we're gonna have to see. So I'm interested, but I'm not convinced it'll be a super strong deck.
Okay, Mythiard, what do you think?
You would probably be surprised by my answer, but Lightsworns,
Mhm.
as its own deck, is maybe 5th strong deck of this box.
The 5th strong one?
The
Yeah.
fifth.
Think
Yeah.
so? Okay.
There's
Okay.
5 different.
Yeah,
There's a lot of archetypes, dude.
There are 11 archetypes here.
I
Whoa.
think. Okay, well, yeah. Tell us why. Yeah, go into why you think so.
As engine, I think it's gonna be good in Shiranui. Its Charge of Light Brigade into any Lightsworn is like 8 cards meal total, which is basically grass looks greener in Shiranui. So maybe small Lightsworn engine, like 3 charge, 2-3 Lightsworns in Shiranuis instead of playing Spell Specialist.
Okay.
Because Shiranui's still good. Like if you ever see someone tell you that Shiranui is dead with level 2 tuners, ignore this guy. He's just saying that
Oh.
Shiranui cannot play Treacherous in enemy control Water Legacy Clash. So what? So what? They're not good because of those cards. Yes, 20 card Shiranui was great just because you can just play multiple of those. 2 Treacherous, 2 Fiendish, 2 Lancius, 2 Mistaken Arrest, and so many Auto Wings cards. But right now you can play just another build. You can play Lightsworn. You like Judgment Dragon. I doubt it's gonna see any play. It's so it's not that hard to summon it, but it's you need to have 4. You need to draw it. You can't search it. The only way to search it was Eclipse Wyvern, and that leads to Chaos Lightsworns. Chaos Lightsworns are bricky, so all the problems with Lightsworns is bricks and not great power plays. Besides Judgment Dragon.
Okay.
See.
So I think Lightsworn. So if Lightsworn came out with my monster cards and all these skills were not nerfed, I definitely think they would have been a tier 1 deck with all those potential, especially with grass and shit like that. I do agree that Judgment Dragon is a little difficult of a boss monster to kind of
Like Michael gonna be the way Lightsworn gonna play.
exactly. Yeah, so Michael's gonna be better, but like Judgment Dragon, it's still going to be that monster that if it does end up on the board and it doesn't get disrupted, the game's over. You know what I mean? Like he's a really good finisher if you're able to draw him. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Lightsworns can also, there's a card that lets him add like a Lightsworn from the graveyard to the hand, right? I can't find it. I don't remember which one it was off the top of my head.
If Blue Eyes tier 1, Buster Blade or tier 1, 2, that's not how it works.
Yeah,
That's
how that
not
works.
how it works.
Yeah, we don't have to, you can ignore that one. Anyway, Lightsworn.
Lightsworn is not tier 1, right?
Lightsworn. I think Lightsworn is going to be, if you play Judgment Dragon, you'll probably only play Judgment Dragon at 1. I don't think you'll see people playing at 2 or 3.
No, you can play like Eclipse Wyvern to search, but 3 Judgment Dragon, it's not just bricky. You can just mill all 3, and milling just 1. Yeah, you can just play Monster Reincarnation to get it back. So I don't know. Judgment Dragon is really hard to tell card.
Here's the thing. Here's the problem. And this is why I don't think Judgment Dragon will be the way to play it. Right. Even he's searchable with charge.
Judgment Dragon is priority.
Charge is level 4 or lower. Lightsworn. So there's ways to get him on the board. The problem is once he's on the board, he's susceptible to Fiendish Chain, Floodgate, Canadia, all these effects that will stop him. So you need to not only resolve it and get him on the board, then pay 1,000 life points to destroy everything, where you could just do that with like a Black Rose Dragon, for example, and go into Synchro Summoning, or into Special Summoning after that. I do think Lightsworns have the potential to be a tier 3 deck. I don't think they're the 5th best deck in coming out of this box. I do think they're the second.
There are two better, at least two decks better than
Okay,
Lightsworn.
and we can talk about that.
Yeah.
But I do think that they're going to be.
Maybe
a good
I'm
deck.
wrong. I don't know.
Right.
Well, as a follow-up question for Mythyard, I have like what versions of Lightsworns did you test? And, like, which
Pure
ones did you find to be the
Shiran.
most successful?
I tested Pure 20 card, Pure 30 card, Pure 25 card, Shiranui 30 card, Shiranui 25 card. I tested Dark Lords.
Dark Lords.
Yeah,
Hey,
because
Rashi, thanks for the
Dark Lords with
raid, brother.
Lightsworns are looking good, even with after banners. Yeah, not gonna wanted to disappoint someone, but it seems like Dark Lords with Lightsworns are looking okay. Like,
Yeah. Anyway,
not
Dark,
true deck, but
what? They're looking okay. What do you mean? Are you serious?
yeah, they're looking pretty okay.
Anyway, kind of finishing the point,
What?
I do think they're going to be really good going up against decks like Dark Magician. I do see them potentially being good against decks, especially if you play a lot of hand traps, decks like Cyber Dragon potentially. You could play Lightsworns into. The only thing I want to see kind of that comes out of Lightsworns is how well we're going to be able to play that. Because Judgment Dragon is just going to be a finisher. He's going to be a one of. You're only if you get him, great. If not, he's just another material in the grave for your other Lightsworns to kind of work off of. I do think cards they have destruction, they have ways to pop back row, and now that Sealed Tomb is out of the picture, they did get that little minor boost to get in there.
Yeah,
But having one good matchup doesn't make you a tier deck at the same time. So that's the kind of like what we're going to be kind of looking at when it comes to that.
true.
I really like Charge with Light Brigade. So even if, like Mithra was saying, even if it doesn't work out, it being an
It's a
engine,
good-
I
it's a
could
good
I could see
1-2
that.
combo, charge the Light Brigade with Solar Recharge.
You
No,
literally, if
Solar
you
Recharge not played in engine. Like you literally play
really?
charge, because you play little small Lightsworn engine. Like 3 charge, 2 Lightsworns, 1 Lila, 1 Raiden. That's basically Raiden turn 1, Lila turn 2.
the problem with Solar Recharge, you actually have them in hand. The thing with the Brigade, if you draw Brigade and your Lightsworns are in the deck still, like you're gonna get a lot of mills off of that. So yeah, I don't necessarily know if Shiranui will be the best to abuse that, but it is a really good combo that you get right there.
Shiranui, Dark Lords. Also, one thing about Lightsworn that's actually really good about Lightsworn. Okay, there is something good about Lightsworn.
What's that?
You know card, Fortune Lady Avery, right?
Yes.
So it's that it's generic. You just need a spellcaster.
Right, Spellcaster, yeah.
So you can summon it in Lightsworns.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's
I
your
think
turn.
I think there's some potential in Lightsworn, and I think that's going to do some digger deeping. Definitely the best
Avery
card
is-
is Michael, right? Michael's just ridiculous.
Michael for turn 2 and Avery for turn 1. That's
Yeah.
your game.
But I also think Michael's going to be a Blue Eyes card. I don't really think it's going to be a Lightsworn card. So we'll have to see.
You really don't think it's gonna be played?
No, it'll be played in
Is that-
Lightsworn. It's just going to be better in Blue Eyes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Lightsworn's a new splash. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I think Lightsworn's going to be splashed into a couple of different things.
Yeah, Lightsworn can be splashed in Dark Lords. I already said it like 3 times. In Shiranui and other graveyard strategies. In TCG, Lightsworn Zombies was a really good deck, but they had Mizuki.
Yeah.
So,
All right, cool. So Evil Gishki. The Gishkis in general.
Gishki is good.
You think
I
Gishki's
think-
good?
I think Gishki is good.
Okay, go ahead. Tell us about Gishki.
Okay, so Gishki is water, so you play Invoked Engine there, 100%, to make Kakaitis and win against all meme decks.
Okay. Is that it?
And, well, that's already
is that all?
Play Invoke to play Cocotus and win.
All right. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's
it's
here-
3 win.
Here's the thing. Rituals and Duel Links suck massive ass. That is
They
a fact
do.
that we cannot get past.
Thing
And
is, I think you must invest in this box because one of the 2015 Tier 0 decks, Necros, is there. And one crucial card, super rare, Necros Kaleidoscope.
right
is
for
there.
the future, and we can talk about that when we get to that one. But
no,
specifically,
just because of that, you must invest in this box.
right. So specifically Gishki. Actually, I think the best card for Gishki to come out was actually, what is he? The Shadow, or is he?
Shadow.
This
It's
card's
fifth-
actually-
fifth super rare.
This card's actually really good for the deck. If you were a Gishki connoisseur,
There is
I guess.
another one, but do we have Gishki Vision? Can you check it?
I think that came out a while ago, right?
Gishka Vision. Can you check? Because if you have Gishka Vision, then Gishka is definitely a good
Or
archetype.
maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Gishka Vision.
Uh,
No, it's on the left. No.
Is
You
it-
missed it.
wait, is
You
it a
missed it.
monster?
Yeah. Yes, it's a monster.
Oh, this one? No, that's Gravekeeper.
We do not have Gishki
yeah, we don't have
Vision.
vision. dude.
Okay, so Gishka Vision is basically the remaining
This one.
piece. Gishka Vision and Gishka Zilgigas, two remaining pieces of Gishka to being good.
I was thinking of something else. Anyway, so yeah, the main problem, and which Shadow kind of helps with, it adds a little bit of consistency, is ritual decks have to play Sonic Birds. Either Sonic Bird or Mondro, or at least just Sonic Bird. I think Shadow just adds.
Oh, Gishka Chain. Gishka Chain.
Yeah, but Gishki
The
Chain.
color we already have.
Yeah, but
Gishki
Gishka
with
Chain is
SSA.
Gishka, you know?
You can discard this card and you can add one Gishki ritual spell. So Monju's essentially in this, or Gishki Chain. Either way, the point is there's not enough ritual support, in my opinion, in Duel Links for it to be.
They are doing a very nice bundle with both Tenju and Sonic Bird in one bundle.
Right.
That's very,
But like,
that's cute.
with better support, right? If there was actual
Yeah.
proper ritual support, we wouldn't have to play those decks. We could play that as just generic back row, and then the deck would be just infinitely better at that point.
Yeah.
And I think that's the
Oh.
biggest thing that's keeping any ritual deck that comes out in this game back. Besides one that potentially might be
Cyber
coming in.
Angels.
Well,
Except Cyber Angels.
to Konami's keeping that one in check. Whoops. Yeah, ritual engines are too big for a card game that's based on a 20 card engine, because right now we don't have the proper cards to trim all that fat down. You have to play, like, if you don't have any support, you're gonna have to play your core cards. You're gonna have to play Sonic Bird or Sinju or both, God forbid both, and all those could be tech cards that you could be playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to take into account your spells, your materials, your ritual monsters, and then your Senjus and
Yeah, Manju
and
would be great.
birds and, like,
Preparation of rites could be
but it's-
good. Yeah, it's just rough. It's just rough right now for all ritual decks. Yeah. Any other thoughts on Gishki? Those are my thoughts.
Oh, Gishka Shadow can be used in Necros now because Shadow can be used in its entire tribute. So you can just use Kaleidoscope and Shadow to summon anything.
Oogers. I think Shadow's like the best card to come out for the Gishkis. Like,
Yeah,
this
of
card's
course.
actually kind of nuts.
So
dude.
Ogre not going to be played after Zilgigi's release.
Yeah.
Soul Ogre is garbage. Like, it's good right now, but Zilgig is going to be like miles better.
Rituals would be
after-
great if they were in the extra deck. Yeah, pretty much.
Rituals in extra deck has a name. You know what? Fusions.
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 All right. Unless we have anything else to add about Gishki, moving on. Gladiator Beasts.
Second
Oh
or third
boy.
best deck of the this.
Second or third,
Second or third.
really?
I think
Okay.
it's the third best to come out. Actually, I'll agree with that one.
I'm not sure. These are Orcust in second. Yes, I think Orcust is really good.
So-
even the Duel Links.
I think Gladiator Beasts, they didn't get the support they needed to be like tier 1, but they got some pretty decent cards, specifically this Trap. Gladiator Beast Charge is really good. There was also another one I was reading last night.
No, Gladiator Beasts are really are good right now. What do you mean? They're
Okay,
really
so-
good.
Gladiator
so-
Beast doo-doo.
But before we get into talking about the Gladiator Beast cards,
Sure.
something that we were discussing about Gladiator Beast before all this information happened was that Gladiator Beast needed the stars to align for them, right? They needed the ban list to heavily nerf the decks that countered them, and they
Mhm.
needed ample support in this box. So Mythyard and Ride did those things happen, right? First, did the ban list help Glad
Mm.
Beast a lot?
I
And
mean,
then did they get powerful support in this box?
probably the worst matchup in Dark Lords is gone. Probably. Yeah, more than likely gone.
About the support, we discussed the support on like battle phase, right? I think
Mhm,
so.
I think so, yeah.
Right.
Or
We
damage
can
like,
we can repeat
on-
it here for people who haven't heard.
on
it.
one of them. So they took all REDs and decided to implement in the game absolutely different supports.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
exact opposite ones that everyone talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, they because there is no other support except the one we talked and the one they added. That's it. No more Gladiator Beast support. And instead of implementing the one that we talked about, they instead doing the opposite.
Yeah.
The card they implemented are actually good still.
Yeah.
Not all
Like,
of them, but they're good.
it still sucks because you still have to kind of wait a turn because we don't have like the get your
No.
fusion out unless you open good. But I'm saying in normally, like, you're probably just gonna have to still wait a turn. But now you have more tools. Like, you have your charge, you have that continuous trap that I can't find right now.
Yeah, Vespasius. Vespasius is awesome.
What?
The
Asbestos
ultra
is the UR.
You are. Ultra
Oh,
rare.
that one. Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
It's a hand trap.
if you get them, you know,
You can play heavy starter.
you can play heavy starter.
You can play heavy starter.
You can play like
Oh, yeah.
Temperance, Artifact Vajra, and 3 Vespasius. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Big brain over here. It definitely helped
Because-
Gladiator Beast though, and I do think after kind of reading some of the combos and some of the cards that are being implemented, and of course us having Chariot, if you do go first, like, here's the thing, like, if a Gladiator Beast player goes first and they set a Chariot, that's already pretty kind of like, that's kind of oppressive against like something like Dark Magician that has nothing in his hand, has to play Rod, and then you negate the Rod and that's it, they lose. So it's pretty cool that they got extra support.
Yeah, Gladiator Beast turn 1 is really good. But I don't know, and Vespasius kind of help his turn 2.
Yeah,
So
and then of course
maybe-
he's got the fusion as well. The fusion's ridiculous. It does take 3 Gladiator Beasts though to
And
get
it
to
only
it.
tag out.
It only
for
tags
one.
out to
It only
one.
tag out for 1.
But if
this
you
one-
manage to get this bad boy on the field, holy fuck, it's yeah.
Especially if you played the Endel rejection build.
And you negate destroy, and then you choose the attack targets for your opponent's attacks. What the?
Yeah,
also, it
it's
cannot be
crazy.
targeted. Also, it cannot be
Yeah,
targeted.
it can be cards
35,
don't work on it.
No,
It's
no,
35.
it's not. It's
My
not the
gosh.
effect of Dominators. It's the effect of another card that you use to make Dominators. It's Gladiator Beast Rejection that says Gladiator Beast monsters cannot be targeted except during the battle phase.
Oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah,
What
we
card is that?
went over that
What-
one. Yeah. So let me find it. It's just saw
It's
it.
rare. It's rare. Or it's normal. It's normal. It's normal. It's
Yeah,
normal.
I'm pretty sure it's normal. Go. It was a trap, right? Pretty sure.
No, it's a spell. A spell. Continuous
Rejection.
spell.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, rejection. Yeah, this card's pretty
Oh,
nutty.
there we
dude.
go. Gladiator rejection
This card is nutty.
cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects except during the damage. Ooh.
The battle phase. And if a Gladiator
Oh.
Beast monster special summon from your deck, you special summon another Gladiator Beast monster, but just with a different type.
So it's basically
Turn 1 Gizars.
yeah. So Gladiator Beasts, I think it's the third best deck coming out of this box. I think Blue Eyes, Lightsworn, then Gladiator Beasts. And I only say that because they still haven't given us the support that would make them really, really good. But the support they did end up giving us, it's just going to make the deck a little bit more consistent. It's going to have an even stronger boss monster. And it was already it had like, you could see those signs of degeneracy coming out with Chariot, coming out with the destruction of 2. But now it's not like, okay, I controlled your board, but now all my monsters are so weak, it's going to take me 3 or 4 turns to actually kill you. You know, now they can actually go into larger boss monsters, or they can just have this guy in hand, bring him out on the board. Every Gladiator Beast gets another 500 attack, and they're going to OTK you, essentially. So, pretty good. I like it.
Yep.
Anything to add about Gladiator Beast?
Trap is good, but thing about Trap,
Holy face-ups.
Gladiator Beast
That's-
Charge.
Gladiator Namochia?
No,
No.
the
They
charge.
SR card. Nomochi
Oh.
is more like a YouTube tier. It's not that great.
Oh.
Gladiator Beast Charge. Target face-up cards on the field at the number of Gladiator Beast monsters you control with different names, destroy them. So the thing about Gladiator Beast Charge, it needs to be compared to War Chariot. I don't think you have space to play both of them.
No.
That's
Like,
the-
charge right now would be good to take out
And they
monsters
have
and like
the
circle.
same requirement. You need to control a face-up Gladiator Beast monster.
Yeah.
So one Canada stops it.
Rip.
Mhm.
One Malehu stops it. But
do you-
Malehu is out of the meta now, so maybe Charge and War Chariot can be paired together.
Do you
I
think
know, yeah.
we'll see a more of a full-on counter trap build, or do you think it's just going to be Chariot?
Chariot is counter trap now.
Yeah, but do you think there's going to be like, are they going to play the Parthatch engine? Or
No,
is it-
Portrait Engine is not the best option for Glad Beast monster. You're just gonna play control build. Maybe charge or chariot, mirror wall, something like that.
Debunk, dude.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Oh,
I think that's pretty much
yeah.
all for Gladiator Beast. I do think this was the support that will help them. It'll make your EX structure, the structure deck that you bought, worthwhile.
Yeah, structure deck right now is more than playable.
It'll
It's
actually make it worthwhile, and you can actually not feel bad that you got it.
the best part about structure deck. You can tag out Gizars into 2 Vespasius, and this is absolutely broken.
All right, so we got some Dragoonity support.
Okay, the Dragoon support that we needed like a while ago.
Right.
This
Yeah, go ahead.
this is good. This is a good support. It just needed to be like after the structure deck. We don't need it now.
Exactly.
So-
I don't think it's gonna impact Dragoonity. Like no one's gonna play Dragoonity.
What you can do, you can just summon Vajrayana, summon Kuz. And this is like still 1 card combo, by the way. And you synchro summon because it says you can treat it as level 4. So you can instantly synchro summon to Ascalon. That's it. It's 1.5 card combo. The Dragoon
go.
King new card. What a discard and you coup from the deck.
And obviously, Ascalon's an amazing boss monster, but I don't think that he is such a strong because he has no protection on his own. You know, all he does is just
Yeah, he has
the
no
banish.
protection.
Yeah, most of your Dragoonity hand is going to be committed to having the stuff to shuffle around to summon him out.
Well, and
you're
that's the
not gonna
nice
have
thing.
protection from him.
That's the nice thing with this one. It makes it easier to bring that guy out without having to commit so much. But even then, even if your plan goes all accordingly, like it's just that's it. You know, that's all there is to it. And I think we're in a point of Duel Links where boss monsters are good, but they're not necessarily the end all be all. You know, it's not like when Red Eyes was meta and it was like, okay, the Red Eyes / Dragon, the key here is just to take him out and we win the duel, otherwise we're going to lose. You know, if this guy is on the board, I don't really care. I'm just going to Kanadi him and then win the duel.
You know what's better than 1 boss monster?
2 boss monsters?
2 boss monsters. Yeah, so that's why Blue Eye's going to be good.
Yeah. Confirm
not
better
only
Dragon deck.
Azure Eye, not only Spirit, that is good boss monster on its own that you can tag out to Azure Eyes, another boss monster.
All right, we also got Glow Up Bulb. That's pretty neat.
That's
I don't-
pretty neat, but
I don't think it's going to be relevant in any of the current meta decks, but I do think that it'll fit
Thunders,
in.
maybe.
Yeah, like you'll
Thunder.
see it in Thunders. Again, no meta relevant.
Sap, hello.
Yeah, dude. No, it's a cool card, obviously. You know, sending the top card to your graveyard, amazing. You get to mill, and then you special summon it from your graveyard. Pretty cool. Yeah, you could use it in Lightsworn.
You can use it in Sylvan.
I think this is going to be more of a future card. Like this is definitely good now. Like it's not a bad card. Like if I got
this, is good with
COR.
this is good with Neos, I think. Neos engine.
Neos,
something
oh
like
that yeah, that could be pretty cool actually. Yeah, send it with the Neos. Fill
You
it
just
off the
sign it
top,
for
yeah.
future turn, Neos Fusion protects, and next turn it can glow up, help, and synchro. Yeah, I
Believers,
think
dude.
that's the way.
I do think though, as this game kind of continues, and now that Seal Tomb is gone, not gone, but significantly nerfed, I do think this is just kind of like Plague Spreader. It's just one of those cards that'll get better as time goes on.
I agree.
Cool.
Yep.
What else came out from here? Kaiser Voice Raider. We're not going to talk about that. That's
Why?
That's
Kaiser Voice Raider actually
that's
breaks.
that's
Kaiser Voice
Konami
Raider
losing
actually
the game.
breaks a requirement that we never had before.
What's
if
that?
you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. We never had a card like that. That just frees.
Insane. All right. I told my chat this
Now
yesterday,
we
dude.
open to cards like Photon Thrasher and other good cards with the same effect.
This card should
like,
not be
there
a
is
UR.
No, that happened with X Raider. X Raider got released, and no.
Oh,
one cared
that's
about
why,
it.
dude. That's why. Because Kaiser.
Yeah,
Okay.
X Raider was like
Yeah,
one of
actually-
the level 4 normal monsters. So they needed to release it first. It breaks. It now says, "Oh, level 4 can now
Listen.
get power creep."
If this guy was level 4, I'd be like, okay. But he's a fucking level 5. Get that out of here.
But its condition is not that extraneous. It's pretty good.
What if you already have an established board and then you
I
draw him?
I
Like,
have a
that's
build for
it.
you. Right.
What's
I have
that?
a build for you.
Yeah.
So you can play Noble Knights.
No. He's Beast Warrior. I can't play Noble Knights. What do you mean? All right, listen.
Yeah,
Listen.
but
Hear me
you can
out.
Play the field spell from Joy Skill.
Hear me out, dude. All
So
right.
you can have-
You equip this bad boy with Power of the Guardian. That's 1,000 attack if you destroy the monster. Guaranteed 1,000 attack. 2,900 after you kill one monster.
Oh, that's busted.
Oh my god.
And then you play Field of the Warriors.
Field of the
Yeah.
Warriors! You could get over Blue Eyes!
And
Alright.
there you go. And then now you've beaten the best
Alright,
deck. in the
obviously,
box.
this should not be a UR card. Like, this should be like an R.
Dragonated Kuz also should not be a UR card.
Which one?
Dragonated
Oh yeah,
card
this should not be.
also
Yeah, this shouldn't even be in this. This should be in the structure deck. Anyway, yeah, I don't know why this is here to just steal your UR deals. If you go to the UR deals, feels bad, man. All right, so Luna Light, another
Oh,
deck
deck.
people
Onto
wanted
the
to talk
SRs.
about. Yeah, so
Another OTK deck.
yeah, what do you guys think about Luna Lights?
I have no idea about Luna Lights, but people are telling me they are very strong. Very, very strong.
Yeah, they receive a lot of good support actually. I didn't expect that. Like Luna Light Saber Dancer is a 3600 deck Kakaitis. It can be destroyed by card effects, but it cannot be targeted, which is enough. Like we don't have too many untargetable destructions anyway. We have untargetable
My man
shuffles.
says this is a skip box, dude. You're gonna get skipped by the meta. All right.
Yeah, the
It's a
meta's gonna
box.
skip
You can't
you,
skip a
dude.
box where the Necros Kaleidoscope. Okay? You simply cannot.
Very strong goal.
And you're gonna skip King of Games this season.
Yeah, skip King of Games. All right. Anyway, Mythard, sorry, keep going.
Okay, so the thing I have about Luna Lights, it seems like it's gonna be running a lot of monsters and a lot of fusion spells,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe that will be breaking. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 3 Luna Light monsters. Yeah, there is a fusion card that lets you use one fusion from.
There's kind
deck
of a
or
fusion
extra deck.
card.
Kind of fusion, yeah.
So-
Basically, the last step before shuttle fusion. Okay.
Yeah. So here's, I like and hate Luna Lights at the same time. Look at
Yeah,
this
so
fucking art, dude. Before we get into it, this looks like deviant art. Who the fuck drew this? Who drew this art, dude? Look how
Yeah.
bad that is.
Okay.
Whoa,
Look at how
Luna
bad
Lights-
that is.
Luna Lights are
the rule
from
of YouTube.
anime Arc 5 and 13 year.
Yeah, like
Really?
that looks awful. That is the worst. Anyway,
It does look pretty bad.
so when I was reading Luna Lights, I was actually really excited because the cards seemed really cool. I was thinking of combos and stuff. Then I got to Luna Light Fusion, and it's basically polymerization unless your opponent controls an extra deck monster, and then it's actually a good fusion card.
It's semi good, okay? It's not like
Yeah, it's not like
good.
amazing, but it actually has a purpose. Other than that, it's just poly.
Saying they can. Okay, if your opponent controls a monster that was special summon from the extra deck, you can also use up to 1 Luna Light monster in your deck.
Hell
Material. Thank God, dude. Now instead of using 3 from my hand, I can use 2 from my hand and 1 from
But-
deck. I don't not use.
But
to
here's
spend all
kind of
4 cards.
here's kind of the thing. If this card was always like that and didn't have the extra deck, you could potentially less of the fusion cards. But I think because of how this works, especially if you're gonna go first, which this deck, I don't know how this deck's gonna play if they go first. I really don't. You might even just want to play
I
Grit
think
or
we're
some
gonna play
shit.
Fusion Recycle support.
Yeah, and even that, I don't know.
And probably regular polymerization too. It's just 3 Luna Light Fusion
That's
with no
crazy.
way to search it is kind of hard.
Yeah, that too. There is actually a Luna Light that searches them though, right? Like the spells.
Either in the game.
I think so. There was one that I was reading. They're all like cheap too. That's the other thing. Luna Lights are actually really, really cheap, which is really
Yes,
cool.
all of them are SRs are below. So if you're thinking of copping out on a small deck, this might be your end.
There was one of them, and I'll look for it while you guys kind of talk about it. Martine searches it. Okay, there you go.
Emerald Bird plus Yellow Martin in the combo.
There you go.
Okay,
There you go.
let's
So you can search it.
What
Which is
Emerald Bird does? Emerald Bird is rare.
Emerald Bird.
Oh, normal.
This is the Emerald Bird right here.
Okay. If this card is normal, special summon, you can send a Luna Light card from your hand to the graveyard. Draw 1 card. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target one of your Luna Light monster that is in your graveyard. Except Luna Light, special summon it, or by special summon it, but its effect on engage. So a combo card is a card that discard and draw. So I don't see that's like a big combo card.
I think he
Let's
meant
see
more the Martine would be more.
Yeah, Yellow Martine. Okay, let's look at Yellow Martine. So you discard Yellow Martine. What's Yellow Martine does in the graveyard? SR card. Super rare card.
super
Okay, so you want me to read it?
Yeah, there it is. If you want to read it, you can read it.
All right. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can target one Lunalight card that you control, except Lunalight Yellow Marten, return it to the hand, and if you do, special summon this card in defense position, but banish it when it leaves the field. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can add one Lunalight spell trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Lunalight Yellow Marten once per turn. It's level 4, 2k defense.
So that's it. You basically draw one card and return a monster for 2100.
And then you search
much.
the fusion.
Yeah. So here's the problem. It's kind of the
Wait,
same
how do you search the fusion?
when it gets sent to the graveyard.
If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect,
Yeah, so it's
What
really
card
strict.
effect?
It's really
It's
strict.
gonna be banished. It's gonna be banished by its own effect anyway.
Yeah. So here's the thing about Lunalight. When I was kind of reading it, and after I read all the cards, my conclusion was it's the same issue as ritual monsters. You have to play all these extra cards to get to these really strong fusions, which basically takes away your tech space. And with no tech space, you're just going to lose to meme garbage. Now, granted, there are obviously the Saber Dancer is not affected, right? But 3 Lunalight monsters, not only do you have to have a hand full of monsters, like this is going turn 1, your monster has no extra deck cards, or even if they're playing something like Dark Magician, where they're never going to have any extra deck monsters on the board, you need 3 monsters, and then you need a few, that's 4 cards to bring this bad boy out.
yeah.
Holy crap, you know? Like, you're going to die before that happens. Yeah, if you get them on the board, fantastic, that's great. But yeah, I don't know. There is, though, really interesting card, the one that lets you double attack on all your monsters, and the first time it's not destroyed.
Yeah, Lunalight Cat Dancer.
That's pretty
like
cool.
That's budget Purgatrio.
Yeah, it's a bunch of Purgatrio. Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
So if you want to play Invoked, but unfortunately you are a free-to-play player, or you're a budget, just play Lunalights. It feels the same. You cannot pierce, though. You'll attack more.
Listen.
It's
What's the
good
card called?
value.
Fairy Meteor Fairy or whatever.
Fairy Meteor
Yeah,
Crush,
you
Fairy
equip
Meteor-
it to this thing. You
Fairy
put
Meteor
power of
Crush,
the
you
Guardian
equip it,
on this thing.
and
Ba bam,
then
ba
it's a
bam, ba bam. It's lethal,
Okay,
dude.
wait, Cat Dancer with Power of the Guardians is actually good. Oh, imagine Cat Dancer with Concentrating Current, Power of the Guardian.
Dude.
Oh my
Concentrated
god!
current,
You're
yeah.
telling them to play you're telling them to play Power of the Guardians.
Econ into attack, concentrated current, double attack just for game, dude. Don't get Sphere Karibo.
You can't do it. Econ hands are the what?
Econ into attack, you don't have piercing,
Concentrating
dude.
current. With Fairy
If
Meteor
declares
Crush.
an attack, inflict 100 damage to your opponent.
Oh!
Oh my god! What?
I'm gonna burn
Why?
you, but I'm gonna
Why
burn you really,
Yeah.
really.
So obviously,
Why?
this is more a fun deck. I think it's people are really interested because of the kind of fun OTK potential.
Lightsworns.
No fucking way, dude. This is not better than Lightsworn. There's no way.
A lot of people think it will be.
I think people are just more hyped because it's just a nostalgic.
Just because
Deck.
Saber Dancer is a huge monster. Saber Dancer,
Yeah.
like 3600 cannot be targeted, and
Here's-
also you can banish it and boost by 3000 your Cat Dancer. This is
Here's the
OP.
thing, man. If you open triple Lunalight monsters in Poly and you bring this out turn 1, God bless you, you're probably gonna win because Jesus, that's a strong monster. But like the chances that happening, I don't know. And then the chances that they just don't do anything and let it happen. Again,
Just
I
gonna
don't know.
play Spell Specialist.
Yeah,
If only
nerf
they
spell
did nerf
specialist.
spell specialist or my monster cards.
Hey, you know,
Yo, I think they're gonna like nerf it, but it's still gonna be like at least like 50% chance.
watch him
And if
just
you can
revert it back to
win-
what it was.
Yeah, probably just reverse.
Yeah.
And if you just have like 50% chance of opening spells, you're gonna win 50% of the games, and that's enough.
You
You're
know,
winning a tournament.
So I kind of I'm not like fully giving up on Lunalights, but I kind of pull them in with like decks
I'm
like,
definitely
you know.
gonna play a lot of new bugs when it came out.
Yeah, yeah, for
probably
sure,
gonna
for
do
sure.
a lot of like Cog Rush and stuff. in
Hell
the
yeah, dude,
tournament.
for sure. I kind of clump them in with decks like Super Heavy Samurai, where they have a clear win condition, but they keep getting cucked by something. For example, Super Heavy Samurai, Seal Tomb just immediately kills them. Seal Tomb is gone now, so it's a better deck than it was before. Is it necessarily a tiered deck? I don't know, but say that's kind of where I lump Lunalights. That's kind of my take on them. You'll clap 70% of people with Super Heavy Samurai. Get in there, dude. Anything else about Lunalights I'm gonna say?
Oh, they're cute, but
They're-
their art is.
I don't know, man. That deviant art.
No, actually, you can Google Leo Dancer. Leo Dancer looks so good.
I'll look at it later.
It sounds to me like they're going to be a very competent rogue deck.
Next thing that we have,
Is that even a term in Duel Links? Competitive rogue deck.
competitive rogue deck. Yeah, just rogue. We don't really have a rogue tier in Duel Links, I think. This rogue.
Yeah, because all of decks that cannot out Kakaitis is a rogue deck.
Yeah.
And now
Rogue
after
decks.
Kakaitis is finally gone, we maybe have some rogue decks.
Anyway, so Orcust. Orcust Harpar. We got a bunch of Orcust cards coming in.
Okay,
People
Orcust.
are saying that potentially Desperado might come back with this and Black Salvo that got leaked. What do we think about
Yeah.
Orcust?
The second best deck of this box.
Second best. Okay.
Second best.
Yeah, second best deck. Also, Desperado Orcust.
So what does Orcus do? I know it's a popular archetype in the TCG, but I don't know anything about it. So
Well, so this
Okay.
so this one specifically, they basically all kind of have that similar effect where you
They
banish
have
them.
full circle.
Yeah, pretty
Full
much.
circle means that you can. They have every interaction: deck from hand, hand from failed, hand to failed, failed to graveyard, graveyard to banished, banished to graveyard, and the banished to deck. So basically, they can move from every single location to another single location. Harp Horror, and also if you use any of the Orcust effect, it will restrict you for the rest of the turn, summoning, special summoning only dark monsters. So maybe good in Black Wings, I don't know. No,
They're-
that's definitely not.
They're
not
all
gonna be good in
machines.
Black Wings.
They're extremely cheap, which is really I really enjoy it when there's cheap decks that come out of main boxes. Obviously with the with Black Salvo, people are thinking Desperado, and that might be there's a lot less Taz is out of the meta. Cocytus, we're gonna have to kind of see like Element Saber is out of the meta, but Invoked isn't necessarily out of the meta. So Desperado kind of hinges on does Invoke kind of find a place in the meta, and if it does, how consistent is it to make a Cocytus? Because with Element Saber, right, like you could literally just search your Cocytus material, or you could just make one of your cards into Cocytus. But other decks, if Invoke goes into other splashes into other decks, how consistently can they get Cocytus once they realize that you're playing Desperado? That kind of becomes the question when it comes to that.
The debate about Orcust and Desperado was: do you play Neos there? Do you play Neos Engine? Because Neos
Neos?
sends Orcust. Yeah, like it's gonna be probably the same deck as Desperado Cyberdark Neos like a year ago, and we have now Desperado Orcust Neos.
Black
The same-
Salvo win. Black Salvo was leaked, correct? I believe.
Black Salvo March from the beginning of March, so very soon, very very soon.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I really think with the meta the meta wiped completely with Ritual Beast out. They cannot 2800 Dolphin was actually just the win condition against
Yeah.
Desperado. With Kakaitis out, Desperado is definitely back. And Orcust looking just a better engine for them than maybe even here's the thing. There is a card called Cup of Ace, but you need to play a skill to play Cup of Ace. And there is also is a rare card. Check the rare card of the box. It says
which one?
Orchestrated Return.
This one? Oh, sorry.
The draw spell. The draw spell. That basically does the same as Cup of Ace. You discard your useless Orcust card from the hand because it
this
does
one?
nothing.
Oh,
You draw 2 cards. Yeah. Send a Orcust or Ward Legacy from your hand or face up to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. That's so free. You can just reborn you can send Orcust with Neos Fusion, summon your Neos, have protection, and next turn you can activate Orcust from the graveyard, special summon another Orcust from your deck, activate Return, send it to the graveyard, draw 2, activate that Orcust effect. Like, this is really good.
Where's the space for Neos, though, to be honest?
You know that Orcust engine is by the way, hi Herf.
Arf, you
Yeah.
can come in later, dude. Get out of here.
So you just kicked Herf?
Yeah, dude. You can come in later after the video.
Okay, so what is the space for Neos? Thing is, you just play 3 Desperado and nothing else in terms of conflicts. You just play 2 Harp Horror, 1 level 3, 1 Brass Bombard, and 1 World Legacy, nothing else. So if you still how many? 3, 5, 8 cards, and you have 12 cards to put in Neos Fusion and some protection cards.
Right. Yeah, so that's the thing kind of with Orcust. Like, they don't really have
You
a
can even
bot.
play Dragon Keeper now that I think of. Dragon Keeper can discard Orcust to the graveyard and they can trigger in the
Yeah,
graveyard.
for like Neos and stuff. So yeah, Orcus right now, obviously that's why it's so cheap. They don't have their boss monsters yet. That's why people are talking about Desperado. So I think that version of the deck is literally going to just be where does Invoke go after Element Saber? Because no one's gonna play Element Saber Invoked, at least not on a competitive level anymore. So we're gonna have to see, do they go back to a Neos variant? What variant of because again, Invoke is one of the most splashable decks, and if not the most splashable deck in Duel Links right now. None of its core actual cards with the literally Alistair and Invocation, right? Like none of those they're not going anywhere. They're UR cards, and they'll never see limit 3 because they literally the one searches the other. That's just not something that's gonna happen.
Yeah, true.
So if Cocytus comes back in full force, just another tier 1 deck, it's just Invoke moves on without Element Saber. This Orcrust Desperado idea is just going to fall through the wayside. And my other concern is it's not going to have a good Dark Magician matchup because you're never going to destroy, right? Like they're just going to banish your stuff. They're not going to attack into you.
Yeah, but banishing stuff is still good because just read World Legacy Whirlwind.
Which one?
It just
What is
World
that?
Legacy Whirlwind, normal
that?
rare.
Normal rare.
Normal rare.
What on earth is
normal
that?
rare? Yeah. World Legacy Whirlwind. It is between Gradle Slime and World Legacy World Chalice. If you know.
I have no idea what any of those are, dude. What on earth?
Okay, do you see Loonlight cards?
It
this
is-
one.
I see
You
the
just missed
chalice.
it. You
Oh, this
just
one?
missed it. Yeah,
World Wand, you mean?
yeah. World Wand. It's going to be used.
I'm sorry, the battle. There's
These
some of
cards are crazy. World Legacy Discovery.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll have to see. Again, this is why the deck is so cheap. None of the cards
Yeah,
are
you can banish this card from
individually.
your graveyard, then target one banish Dark Machine and special summon it. Infinite Desperado. You can banish. You have a way to banish Desperado from the graveyard, by the way, too. So you can basically summon Desperado infinite times if you
Right,
want.
right. We'll have to see. That's something I'd have to see in heavy testing. You know, on paper, I don't think it's gonna. I think it's a nice little idea, but I think literally Cactus comes out and you lose, and it just depends on where Invocation lands with that.
Yeah.
There's also World Legacy World Arms from Black Rose Dragon Box.
Word
yeah, I remember
ignore Word like Legacy is a
What
garbage. Right?
World,
It
like,
just
dude,
supports the archetype, the
easy clap.
the corresponding archetype. Yeah. For example, for Wonderwind was released at the same time as Orcust, so it just support that.
Yeah, but I mean, definitely. I mean, if we ever get more Orcust support, you have to go into this box to get this card, right? Like Horror
Right.
is a card that's banned in TCG for a good reason.
Yeah.
So
They need a ban card to Duel Links.
yeah, so if you're thinking of investing in this box anyway for Blue Eyes or Lightsworn or whatever up here, or even if you want to be just Dragoon, dude, I don't care. You're gonna get this card anyway, and it's definitely not a bad idea to grab.
If you're a Force Raider fan, though.
If you're a Force Raider fan, oh Jesus. So yeah, I like that it's in here as an SR specifically too, because that means you're more than likely you're gonna go through this box. Probably most people 3 times, but at least 2 times. You're probably just gonna get this card anyway. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. So any other things about Orcrust, Desperado, Black Salvo, anything like that?
No, I think
I'm
we're
just
gonna see that like in the testing soon.
Yeah.
I think.
So
What
here's
did you want to say, Kamal? I
Oh,
just
sorry.
Oh
interrupted
no,
Oh,
you,
sorry.
no, it's okay. I just wanted to say that I'm interested to see how it meshes with Desperados. That some people are thinking that they're going to play it. I know that, like I read that was something that's how some people were playing it in the TCG, and I want to see how it works on Duel Links.
If the first UR I get is Force Raider, I'm gonna cry. Yo, same. Anyway,
Reset. You
All
wanna
of
have
your
3 of
UR
them.
sales will be Voice Raider.
You're
So
just gonna yeah. So if you open Force Raider first, reset. So if you have 3 of this, just screenshot and send it to Konami saying when they ask what do you think is wrong with our game, just send a pic of you having 3 Force Raider and 0 of like I don't know Blue Eye Spirit Dragon.
When I went for navigation way back when, I went through all the UR deals. All my UR deals were debris dragons.
Oh gosh.
Feels good. Anyway, speaking of future investments, Necros.
Macross.
So Remember what I said about ritual decks and kind of having to play all the. This one's a little interesting. Kaleidoscope, you can summon multiple ritual monsters just based off this one ritual spell. Pretty
Yep.
neat. The only
And
downside
also,
is
you send a monster from your extra deck. You don't even need to tribute it from your hand
there you
or
go.
field.
That's true.
You just send a
Wow.
monster from your extra deck with the level. So you can send like level 12, level 10 monster, level 12, and ritual summon like level 5 and level 7 at the same time.
The only downside is Kaleidoscope's pretty much the only ritual spell for them.
yeah.
So you have to play Sonic Bird as of right now. However, if this archetype ever gets good, and I do think that it's gonna be one of the next, probably I could see this being a mini box, to be completely honest with you. You need
mini box,
Kaleidoscope.
Necros, with your Senju and ritual based, like they did with TCG. All
Yeah.
3 decks were from one box.
There you go.
Really?
So maybe they're just gonna do same.
Yeah, so you need Kaleidoscope to play Necros. And the actual cards that we have right now are okay.
And Kaleidoscope
They're all rares.
not gonna be reprinted because of it's super rare.
Oh,
And
yeah.
not
For
gonna
sure.
reprint that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. The
New
cards that we
Rossi-
have, they're okay. They have like decent effects. Like you'll be
No,
able to
Necros right
play.
now is not good. Like it's not even like
Right, like
playable.
you're not gonna play it, but you're gonna get, if you want to hit King of Games with it. Like again, these are as SRs. You're not going for URs. You're gonna get these cards anyway if you're investing in this box. It just adds more value to it. You can hit King of Games with it right now. That's pretty much it. It's
Yeah.
okay, but this card has like serious future potential for sure. For sure, if you get the UR card that you were searching for already, and you've already gotten one Kaleidoscope, I would argue go for a second, or potentially when you're resetting, just make sure you end up getting 3 Kaleidoscope. I think it's worth.
I think rituals are doo-doo right now, yes, but Necros, like mark my words, it doesn't matter what meta will be. It doesn't matter what skills will be. As soon as Necros gonna be full force, as soon as they're gonna be
Oh,
2.
I didn't hear you, Mythiar. Where did you rank this out of your rank for decks in the box?
Necros?
Yes.
I don't think it's a deck right now.
Yeah, right now it's irrelevant. But
Oh,
this card is amazing.
Like Kogwarsi, maybe I don't know about Kogwarsi though.
It's kind of
Because
it's kind of like when Whirlwind came out. We saw
I think
Whirlwind and we
you
were like
must play
amazing.
Gishkes in Necros one deck
Oh god.
because it lacks support. I mean, it's gonna be a fun deck. I'm gonna maybe Kog'Rush with that.
Can you all tell me if Blue Eyes White Dragon will be good? All 3 of us agree. Absolutely, best deck out of the box.
yes.
How many maiden and synchro do I need? 2 synchro and 3 maiden.
There you go. Speaking of other archetypes, there's this new one, and I really
Speaking
don't
of
have.
archetype that you probably not want to invest in.
Yeah, I didn't really read any of these cards. It seems more of a meme. Gradle.
Gradles.
Do we think this is worth it? Should we even go over these cards? Basically, what does the archetype basically do? It just like steals your opponent's cards and it does some weird synchros.
Yeah, but we didn't get any cards that it steals.
Oh well.
Yeah, they just added spells, traps, and tuners. I forgot to add any steel cards.
Right. All I really noticed is they get funky versions of other synchros, like the White Aura.
Gradle Dragon is interesting though. Gradle
Is it?
Dragon.
Let's see what it does. Camille, you want to read this card?
Because it's the boss monster.
Gradle Dragon, sure. All right, we got an Aqua Synchro, level
Yeah,
8.
it's pretty generic. It's pretty generic too.
3k. When this card is Synchro summon, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of water monsters used for the Synchro summon of this card. Destroy them. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one other water monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated. You can only use each effect of Gradle Dragon once per turn.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh man, Crystron's, where you at?
Yeah, they need an Aqua type monster.
Yeah, pretty much what Small Cheese said. They gave us all the support, but without giving us the actual cards. Like it's interesting if you've played this archetype maybe in TCG before and you play it in Duel
I
Links.
was thinking about maybe using Gradle engine in like Crystron's maybe. Like
You think so?
Gradle Impact is really good in his face up.
I do like the SR. The SR is like a neat effect. I just wish the other
during
cards
that
were
phase
good.
you search for Gradle. Sounds free.
Yeah.
Like, can you check please if there are any just Control F? How many Gradle cards are there? Like maybe I missed because it seems like level 2 and level 5 are just.
Can I just do? No, I have to actually do.
So we got Gradle.
Oh, no, it just says on that. Okay.
These are all the ones. Not besides these ones. Obviously, they're not in the game yet.
Okay. So
Oh,
they
yeah.
didn't add neither of alligator, cobra, and eagle.
Yeah, so it's just
How are we
it's
summoning the boss monster, Konami?
they're just adding another archetype into the game for future potential support. I don't really think that it's something that you'd invest. It's not like Necros where it's like, if this deck becomes good, it's going to be busted tier 0, tier 1. So you need to get Kaleidoscope because it's just one of those cards that if it becomes good, it's good. This one, there's no guarantee that Gradle will ever be good. It might be, but there's no guarantee.
I think Lightsworn is better than Gradles.
Yeah, dude, Lightsworn's the best. Just kidding. Yeah, we already talked about anything else we want to say about Gradle? Anything relevant? I don't think so. Yeah. They seem like scraps. Yeah, scraps. World Legacy, we kind of briefly touched on it. World Legacy is pretty much going to interact with Orc Crest, I think. All the good cards, yeah. I don't think there's much to say.
That's crawler support right there.
We're gonna talk about.
Oh yeah, this one specifically is crawler support. It did.
Crawler
Couldn't you technically use
support.
Subterror if you wanted to?
Crawlers, spoggers.
Hey, it's a
You can
continuous.
target one face down monster. You can change it to face up attack or defense position. Oh, that's generic.
Yeah, anyone. Just change it up to face up attack or defense position.
Oh, that's might be
Final
good in
Battle
Subterrors.
2.0, kind of. You can shuffle.
Yeah,
one
it
crawler.
might be actually good in Subterrors. You can shuffle one crawler monster from
It's a
your grave.
continuous. You can
It's
shuffle.
a continuous trap. Yep.
Wait,
The
can you
trap
just activate it once per turn? Is that what it does, basically?
Yeah, if you activate first, you can
It's like
activate
a face-up
the
card.
But you're not playing crawlers and Subterrors. Okay?
Yeah,
But
dude.
wait, it doesn't say it flips back down, does it? So it's just like you.
Yeah, so it's
activate
just-
it
it's
once
just
when
the-
you
it's
flip
just-
it up.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
can use like
okay.
Final Battle to flip down and this to flip up.
I guess.
I mean, but it does it once, right? So
Whenever one face up monster you control, change it to face down defense position. Yeah, basically, if you want to use both effects of this, you need to play crawler engine.
So wait, you can only use this
Want to?
once, and then it's just stuck on your board?
yeah, because
Yeah.
it doesn't flip
Oh,
it back. It doesn't
God.
go back down, so you can activate it again. Like you get the initial effect, and then the real effect is you can shuffle one crawler monster from your graveyard into the main deck. Then target one face-up monster you
That's gonna be a
control.
yikes
Wait,
for
no,
me.
no, no, no,
Change
no,
it
no,
to
no, no, no.
That's a yikes for
defense
me. Get
position.
that
I
out of
think
here.
I think that you still gets to use one of each per turn.
Is that what it is? If it is, then that's fine. You can use either whenever. Okay.
Okay, either whenever. Okay.
I guess it's just kind of.
I was about to say, like, I thought.
Still pretty
That
yikes.
was just an initial thought.
Still pretty. I guess this is the card that crawlers are missing when they came out, but it's too late
Oh,
for crawlers.
can we react to Jar Turtle? I think it's a very important card.
Oh,
It's,
I know. Oh my god, dude! I saw that card yesterday. Yes, Jar Turtle, amazing card. Kamel, read it.
Jar Turtle?
Yeah,
Where is it?
right here on screen, dude.
Oh, on screen. Okay, Jar Turtle. It's a level 4 reptile. Each time Jar of Greed is activated, draw one card.
Listen before you laugh. Triple set. Jar Turtle on your opponent's turn. Activate all of them. Activate
that's like-
all of them. That's 6 cards
You know
right
how
there.
good that's going to be in a farm deck? You're gonna draw 6
Oh my
cards.
god.
Also,
Um,
no, it also counters your opponent activation Jar. If your opponent's activate Jar, you draw 2.
Boogers, dude.
Yes.
All right, I think we've gone all over the archetype cards. I don't think there's any other archetype. Any specific staples that stood out? White Howl, if you control a white water monster, target one spell on your opponent's graveyard, banish it. If you do negate all spell effects on your opponent's field, that's okay, but I don't think anyone's going to use it. I mean, everything else in here is just an R and normal. Like, it doesn't really matter if you invest into it or not, right? Like,
Right.
they're not amazing. Good side deck card. Yeah, I can see that being a good side. Again, you're just gonna get it. Give us your opinion on man-eating black shark. there was a man-eating white shark, and now there's a man-eating black shark. For whatever reason, this takes 3 fusion material.
Sea Common plus Gruesome Goo plus Amazon of the Seas.
Yeah. Okay.
3 monsters.
Yeah, so I guess kind of closing thoughts on the box. I mean, I think with this in conjunction with the ban list, this is kind of setting pace for a new meta. Looking at the tier list right now, the only things that are left are Dark Magician, Shiranui, Crystron's, Ritual Beast maybe, but I'm not really sure about that one quite yet.
Cyber Dragons.
I actually think Cyber Dragons are gonna go shoot way up. I wouldn't be surprised if they go to tier 1. And I think Blue Eyes is gonna join them in that tier 1 spot.
Yeah, I hope so.
I think that Lightsworns will be in there somewhere, maybe tier 3. If not high potential, then tier 3 and then knocked off if they can't really find their footing. I do think they have the potential to be tier 3. Gladiator Beasts I think could be tier 3.
You hear me?
Oh, now we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I just constantly said that connected, disconnected. So
Nice,
just
dude.
I rebooted Discord.
3 decks in tier 1. No, I just think Blue Eyes in tier 1. The others they're good. I just don't think they're tier 1. Look at Luna Light Reincarnation. Where is that?
Well, we'll definitely get to see what people think of our opinions in the roundtable section. Do you think this is the best box of all time?
It's hard to tell. Like
It's
honestly,
very-
at
it's a
first,
very good one.
yeah, it's a very good one in a long time. So
right.
DM, BD, and possibly CD.
Cool.
You mean the
So unless anyone wants to really add anything for the official review, definitely I think this is going to be a must box in the upcoming meta. There's no staples, so this is literally you're just
so
investing
many
in
high
archetypes.
potential cards.
There's
So
a lot
many.
of high potential cards. I do think because of this box having no staples, though, I do think waiting a little bit for potential tournaments. Of course, we host our tournaments. We have the first one's going to be under with this box is going to be Damage Step on Monday.
Yes,
You're going to see all
battle
these decks
phase on Monday.
battle phase on Monday.
Yes, banless, and this new box will be in effect. New cards will be allowed. People will be playing them under the new banless. We'll be implementing all the changes that we can. And yeah, it will be a great time to get results for the new box. Try it out. Free entry. Hope to see you there.
There you go. Any other last words, last remarks?